What is up, everyone? Today is Tuesday, which means it's time for another live Q&A all about dropshipping. As always, I'm your host, Paul J. Lipsky, here to answer any questions you might have about dropshipping. If you're joining me for the first time, make sure to check out the description of my video. I have a bunch of free resources in there available to you. One of them is my eBay Dropshipping Secrets ebook that I just updated, made even better. So check that out. Maybe if you've already gotten it, get it again, because there's some slight changes to it. But certainly if you've never gotten before, there's some great content in there. The way this works is every single week I come in here and I just answer as many questions as I can in 30 minutes about dropshipping or whatever else you guys ask me, quite frankly. This is done live, so you can ask your questions and I will go into the live chat and answer them. So that's what we're going to start doing. We already have some questions here from Tony and Lorenzo, and I saw some from George as well. So I don't want to waste any more time. I think we should just get right into it. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel because we got a lot of great content coming out in the next month, all about helping you make money online. All right, so let's see Tony's question. I see like a couple of them in here. Tony says, here's a scenario. I have a UK eBay account. I want to sell in the USA. Can I dropship from USA Amazon to USA eBay? Can you please tell us how to dropship to Facebook and TikTok Market? All right, let's break this down. So first of all, usually if you're outside the USA, it's a little bit challenging to start selling in the US market. In other words, ebay.com. However, for UK sellers, it is easier. So once you set up an ebay.uk account or whatever it is, I think it's ebay.uk, you will actually also be able to access ebay.com and sell products on ebay.com. So you can go that route and you don't really have to worry about setting up too much on the back end in order to get that up and running. Now, as for dropshipping on Facebook and TikTok Shop, there's no way to do that I know of for people outside the United States. So Facebook Marketplace and TikTok Shop really only works for people here in the United States. I do have a lot of videos about how to dropship onto Facebook Marketplace. So if you're here in the United States and are interested in that, check out some of those videos. And I will be making some about TikTok Shop because I've been working on that as well and seeing a lot of promising results with that. So there will definitely be some content about that coming up soon. So stay tuned for that. My pleasure. And yeah, again, sorry I couldn't give like a better response maybe than one you were looking for, than the one I gave. Lorenzo says, what's up, Paul? Let's make that money now, today, and tomorrow. I love it, Lorenzo. I don't believe in working for nobody but myself. I always pay myself more money when my company does well. I do well. Thanks, Paul. I love that, Lorenzo. And that's the same attitude I have. I don't believe in working for anyone but myself either. I want control over my time. I want control over where I am. I want to be able to take breaks when I want to and work when I want to as well. And not only work when I want to, but I want to get paid for the work that I do as well. You know, a lot of companies, they expect you to work a certain number of hours and then expect you to work more hours on top of that, but they don't actually pay you more for that. And that's not what I want to do. I want to be able to put time into my business and to get results out of that, not just tomorrow, but for years and years and years ahead of time as well. And that's what's so cool about building these internet businesses is a lot of times they become more passive in the sense that you put in the time and work up front, and then you don't have to put in as much later on just to keep it running. And a lot of people are making more money doing that than they ever could at a regular 9-to-5 job. So yeah, I'm a big believer in that as well. Renzo says, can you show me on the eBay calculator? Can you add up all the fees and profit so I can see how you're doing? Yeah, maybe I'll break down eBay fee calculator a bit later in the live stream, depending on how many questions we get. But it could be a useful kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Like test case to show you that. But the good news is that if you use a software like AutoDS, which is what most of us use for listing products onto eBay, when you set up AutoDS in the settings, there are supplier settings. So you can say, hey, for any items that I'm drop shipping from Walmart, I want you to mark it up by this percentage. And it will do that for you automatically. So you don't have to worry about doing the math every single time. You just have to plug those numbers into AutoDS once and it will automatically do it for you. That's honestly what I recommend that you do, so that you don't have to play around with an eBay fee calculator if you don't, you don't have to do it. You don't have to worry about messing up the math and everything. On eBay, do you have a set for multiple locations or you just use only one location? I just use one location because in AutoDS, there's a default location they have. It's Denver, Colorado, and I just leave it at that. Hasn't seemed to make a difference. Okay, Lorenzo says, if you do not buy the eBay store subscription, how much do they charge you per listing after your free 50 listings? Now you're making me second guess myself because I thought you get more than 50 listings for free, but you got like a lot more than that. I want to say 250, but I want to double check that real quick because I hate giving wrong information and they do change this from time to time. So eBay non-store subscription. I'm Googling eBay non-store subscription right now because that will pull up results that give us the most current information. So I see a result here for eBay. I hate sharing my screen during live streams because it always stresses me out. Because I'm always afraid like I'm going to show something that I didn't mean to show or that I should have blurred out. It's not showing up. They always do this to me. Let me try one more place and then we're gonna give up on this. Oh yeah, here we go. I think I can share my screen. Let me double check. There's nothing weird in here. All right, yeah. So right here you can see that for a no store package, you get up to 250 free listings every single month. So it's a lot more than 50. And I believe after that's 35 cents. But let me see if they show that down here. I don't know why they make it so hard to find this information. I'm pretty sure it's 35 cents per listing after that. But yeah, 250 listings per month. I won't look into it because that's honestly quite a lot. You'll be fine with that. Can you do cashback monitor with Amazon? So cashback websites are unfortunately for dropshippers sort of like a thing of the past. So what these things used to do was you could go into these online portals and then from the online portal, click a button, it would bring you over to Amazon, buy something from Amazon. But because you went through that portal, you get cash back for it. You might have heard like of extensions called like Honey or things like that. They sort of do the same thing as well. The problem with them for drop shipping is that if they see that you're placing a lot of orders, they will realize you're using it for commercial purposes and they won't honor cashback anymore. So cashback for drop shipping really doesn't work anymore, unfortunately. Yeah, like I said, for selling from outside the United States, I can't really help too much because that's not the experience that I have. I can mostly help people who are based in the United States. I have a lot of students who are from outside the United States, but they have additional challenges. And I can only help so much with those, unfortunately. So for your exact situation, I'm not sure. I'm not going to be able to fully help you. Hi, Paul. Can I use other sites for drop shipping onto Facebook Marketplace? What do you mean by that? Do you mean like what suppliers do you want to drop ship from? Or are you looking at other places to drop ship on besides Facebook? Not totally understanding your question, but let me answer both of those. So there are plenty of suppliers you can drop ship from. If you sign up for AutoDS, you'll see that they work with a whole bunch of different suppliers. Any one of those a lot of those I would say are good, not all of them. So there are ones like Amazon, which is good. Walmart's good. Drop shipping from eBay in certain situations is good. What else is on the Wayfair is a good supplier. If you want to drop ship from China, you can do that. You can use like AliExpress or Banggood or CJ Dropshipping. So there's some options in there. Now, as far as platforms to dropship onto, yeah, you can dropship onto Shopify, you can dropship onto eBay, TikTok Shop, what else? Facebook Marketplace. People I've spoken to are doing Mercari. So there's a lot of options out there, places you can dropship onto. What's up, George? Good to see you, man. What's up, Frankie? Good to see you as well. We got some of the regulars in the house. Happy to see that. What should the profit margins that you should shoot for when using Amazon and Walmart as a supplier? Depends on the platform you're selling on. Like eBay, somewhere between like 5 and 10%. But for something like TikTok Shop, it's going to be much higher than that. And Facebook Marketplace as well. You can get much higher than that, actually. Hey, what's up, Oscar? What's up, Mike? Good to see you back. What's up, Tony? We'll have to see. We'll have to see how interested people are in TikTok Shop. But I know it's pretty hot right now, and it's doing quite well from what I've been seeing and what I'm doing. I've never had an issue with this, Oscar. So Oscar says, will Walmart penalize my account if I ask for return labels and then don't use them? A few customers have done this to me where they ask for a return but end up keeping it and not returning it. It hasn't been an issue for me, Oscar. That certainly happens to me as well, but I've never been in trouble with Walmart for doing it. I'm not even sure if that's something they would track. Now, unfortunately, returns are just part of life for a reseller. So Frankie said, what's the best way to combat the influx of eBay returns? Sometimes customers just take advantage of the fact that they can return an item. Can you dispute it with eBay? No, technically you should be able to, right? Because if you only offer free returns, so let's say if you don't offer free returns, well, customers can still return that for free if they claim that they received the wrong item, for instance, or the item was damaged, even if it really wasn't. They could lie about the reason for the return. And you could technically dispute that with eBay, but you don't have the item in hand to prove otherwise. You're going to get free shipping from your supplier anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So I wouldn't stress out about this at all. Returns are just normal. And by offering free returns, you're more than making up for it, because free returns, that's going to raise your ranking in the search results. So you're going to get more sales offering that. So I wouldn't take it away. Not something I would stress out about, Frankie. There's bigger things for you to be spending your time and energy on. You get like 200. Yeah, 250. You were close. You know, all of them. So AutoDS isn't the only player in town. There's other software out there like it, but AutoDS is one I like the most. They are the most innovative, I think. They're always adding new features. They've added a lot in the past year. None of them are perfect, but I really like AutoDS and haven't had issues with it, or any major issues, I should say. It's up to you, Oscar. I'm always an advocate of keeping your personal finances separate from your business finances. And a great way to do that is with a business bank account. But exactly how you go about that, that's up to you. I can't actually give advice on that because that's like legal advice. Basic Info Playbook says, hey, Paul, I'm making sales on eBay, but I'm just not seeing enough to make this business model make sense. How are people really selling $10,000 to $15,000 per month? A lot of it is patience and scaling up. So if you are at a point like you are now where you're making sales, you're seeing that it does work. A lot of times what you just have to do is, especially with something like eBay, you just got to put in the time and keep that up for a few months. And then eBay sees, okay, like this person's serious. They're here. They're doing good. They're committed to this. And then eBay starts sending more traffic and you learn the game better. You start listing products better. You start listing better products. Things can take off. And as soon as things take off, once you have that opportunity, grab it, because then eBay will continue to send you more traffic. So if you're making good sales now, even if it takes you through the rest of the year, that's totally going to be worth it, because Q4, things will take off for you. You'll get that momentum. Then eBay is going to keep that momentum up for you. George says, when doing a product research on your supplier's site, is it best to go deep in the search pages to eliminate competition, or does it not matter? It depends what you're doing in terms of product research. Generally speaking, I wouldn't go too deep, because the most relevant results are going to be on the first couple of pages. So I wouldn't worry too much about going too deep. If you're concentrating on finding profitable, winning products on eBay and then looking for similar products on your supplier's website, then I don't really stress out about competition, because generally it's going to be lower for the products you find on your supplier's website, as opposed to selling the exact same product as the person that you already found on eBay. Without looking at your account, without knowing why you got banned, I don't know what happened, so I'm not sure why you got banned. Generally speaking, you can't create a new account, so you should try to get the account you have back up and running and get an appeal in there. Lorenzo says, can you have multiple eBay stores on one business account? Not that I know of, unless there's something I don't know about this. But if you have one eBay business account, my understanding is you can only have one store for each eBay business account. Thanks, Paul, for that answer. Okay, so you get 250 free listings. When should you then sign up for a subscription? Do you have any calculations for this? I do, just to be 100% honest and transparent about this. I don't know that off the top of my head. It's inside my course. I tell my students when they should upgrade to the next store subscription, but I'm not logged into it right now, and I don't know it off the top of my head. But there is a point where mathematically it makes sense for you to upgrade to a basic store on eBay. There are other stores, like the starter store, which is cheaper than a basic, but I don't think it's worth signing up for. Basic store is the first one you should start paying for. Yeah, we had Noah in here. Noah's another YouTuber, makes some great content. Where'd we leave off here? Oh, Frankie D says, any tips for starting a YouTube channel? Yeah, so first, decide what kind of channel you want to do. Is this a channel where you want to show your face and you want to be the brand, like my channel is? Or do you want to create a faceless YouTube channel where you don't ever show up in front of the camera, and it's something that you could probably even outsource in the future and kind of have it more automated? So that's a decision you want to make up front. That just depends on you, right? I love interacting with all of you. I like being the face. I like talking with all of you. I wouldn't want to be hidden behind just creating content silently without interacting with people. So this is a channel that I like. Either way, though, you really got to pick a topic that you love and that you want to talk about for years and years and years, that you can talk about for years and years and years. And a lot of it's just consistency. Your first couple hundred videos are going to suck, quite frankly. They're going to be bad, and you're going to get better as time goes on. It's such a grind, YouTube, but it can be totally worth it. So yeah, a lot of it is just consistency, doing it over and over and over again, and just trying to get 1% better with every single video. Can you tell me about API and non-API tools? I would only use API. There was a time when non-API stores made a lot more sense, but now API is much better. And if you use API, like with AutoDS will then directly connect with eBay. It makes the whole process just so much more smooth and seamless. I think it's really the way to go. I would not use non-API. Do you have benchmarks for your listers? How do you track their progress? Oh, you mean my virtual assistants? Yeah. So for my virtual assistants, I tell them how many items I want them to list every single week. I do by week. I don't say, hey, I want you to do 20 per day, because I want, I have flexibility in my life because of this business. I want my virtual assistants to as well. So I want them to do 20 times 5 each week. But if they want to do all of that in one day, if they want to work on the weekends instead of during the weekdays, I'm fine with that. I can't remember. So Lorenzo's question is, every time he lists an item to eBay, or his virtual assistant does, he gets an email telling me that there's a new listing on eBay. Is there a way to turn this off? I believe there is a way to turn it off, but I have no idea where it is. It must be in the eBay settings under something like notifications. But honestly, if you can't find it, what I would just do is set up a filter. You probably use Gmail, right? You can set up a filter in Gmail. Anytime you get an email with that subject line, just have Gmail automatically send it to the trash. That way you never have to worry about it. I don't know. Oscar says, lately AutoDS has not been duplicating the photos up to 12 when I upload them. Has this been happening to you as well? I don't know, actually. If it's happening to me, I don't know about it. So I'll check after this is over. But what you should do is, inside of AutoDS, check on your supplier settings. Check on every single supplier and go to the listing section and make sure that the box is checked off that says duplicate main image or duplicate images up to 12. If that's checked off, then obviously there is a problem, and then you should reach out to AutoDS and let them know. Unfortunately, Walmart has banned me from their online platform for, in their words, violating return policy. Not trying to scare Oscar, but it's real, or at least it was for me. It was 5 years gone overnight. I just noticed on my final value fee, I've sold over $10. I'm not sure what that part means. I've sold over $10, or as they put it, $10. I'm lost on that last part, Jeremiah. But I've heard of this happening before, the first part with the violating return policy. And everyone I've spoken to who has had that issue has called Walmart and got that restriction lifted. Every time they've contacted support at Walmart, Walmart has always said that it was a mistake and that it shouldn't have happened, and they've been able to get their account back. So that's what I would try. If that doesn't work, I would create a new Walmart account. Use a different credit card. You can get like a virtual credit card through something like privacy.com, or a lot of times even your bank that you have the credit card with has virtual credit cards. I don't think you'll be stopped from buying things from Walmart, is my point. I just noticed on my final value feed. Yeah, I'm not following you on that. There might be a message missing in here. Basic Info Playbook says, do you have a mastermind group / program to assist sellers like you to get to the next level? Yeah, I mean, the only one I have is my course, Dropshipping Titans. You can go to dropshippingtitans.com to find out more about it. But once you join that, you get access to a private Facebook group where you can ask questions, and I'm then there answering questions and things like that. I do hope to add some sort of mastermind sort of program in the near future, because I get requests for this a lot. That would be more like a group thing. So just keep an eye out for that. I would maybe sign up for my email newsletter. You can find that at dropshippingtitans.com in case I do end up releasing that. That's weird, because I log in every morning and check. And there was only 2 pending requests that were from like last week, but I didn't have any. You're supposed to put in the email that you use to sign up for the course, so I can check that you actually did sign up for the course. And 2 people last week didn't do that. And I messaged them on Facebook asking them what email they signed up with, and they haven't gotten back to me. So if that was you, just try messaging me on Facebook to let me know. Yeah, there's no timeline for MC011 appeals. There's really no timeline. Sometimes they get backlogged, sometimes they're really quickly. And I know it's stressful, but unfortunately, you just got to wait. I know it's really stressful, so I'm sorry you're in that position. Reza, you gotta email me, man. You ask me this like every month, but you got to email me and let me know when I promised you that, because I don't remember promising that. But if you can show me where I promised you that, I'd be happy to honor it. But just email me, paul@pauljlipsky.com. So maybe. Oh, how are some dropshippers selling items less than their suppliers? So there's a few reasons that might be happening. Some of it's really unfortunate. So some of these people might have purchased the items in bulk actually from somewhere. Like they might have gone into a local Walmart, items on clearance. So they actually are reselling it from clearance. Other times, even though the item's available on Walmart, they're also able to purchase it directly from a wholesaler for less money. So that could be the reason as well. And the final reason could just be much more nefarious and, quite frankly, unfortunate, which is that some people, you ever hear about these scams where old people get scammed for their money, like they're told to buy gift cards, or what else do? They get like their credit card information stolen, like pretty much a lot of these scams against older people. You ever wonder, when they're scammed, so one of the scams is they tell old people, hey, like your grandson's in jail, you got to go buy a bunch of Walmart gift cards and then send me the details about them, and then we'll get him out of jail. What do you think those scammers do with those gift cards? Well, some of them resell them. And who are people that would buy a lot of discounted gift cards? Dropshippers. So whether some dropshippers know it or not, a lot of them are buying these gift cards that were produced through scams, unfortunately, and that's why they're so cheap. So I stay away from all that stuff. I just don't want to support that system at all. You should exclude anywhere but the United States from your shipping orders, from your shipping policies. You only need a couple $100. Honestly, the best thing to do is have a credit card that you can use to fulfill orders. But if you don't have that, then a couple $100 in a bank account is going to be a good starting budget. Lorenzo says, I'm having trouble finding an e-commerce tax accountant. I tried Google search, but nothing really pops up. Can you recommend an accountant or how to find an accountant that specializes in e-commerce? Increasingly, accountants are knowledgeable in it. And in many ways, it's not really different than traditional commerce. So if you find a tax accountant who specializes in small businesses, they should be able to handle it and it shouldn't be a problem for them. But definitely call them and kind of like feel it out. Ask, hey, do you have any experience with like sellers on eBay or Amazon? And is this something that you think you can handle? I'll try calling Walmart about this. It's been over a year now, as I took months off when I was kicked back on the grind now. So just with Walmart, I was meeting my final value fee, the 12% plus 30 cents fee. I'm still not sure what you're asking about the final value fee though. Yeah, but yeah, it should be 12% plus 30 cents or like 12.35 or something like that. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, yeah. Let me look into that. That sounds familiar to me. But eBay has changed their fees so much in the past 2 years that now I'm getting confused about it. I'm going to take a screenshot of this, Jeremiah. This sounds very familiar to me, but I just can't remember exactly off the top of my head. I would not turn on vacation mode ever on your eBay store. No, not even in this situation. If you can, put your items like increase the price or increase the shipping time or handling time. Yeah, that's what I would do. All right, so we are 30 minutes in, so that is it for today. Thanks everyone for hanging out and for the great questions. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I do these every single Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. And like I said, we have some great videos coming out in the near future to help you on your dropshipping journey. So thanks so much, everyone, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye for now.